And it's still just like rattling around in my head, you know, the quiet echoes of all those conversations that just, well, never happened. We talked about it last time, how it felt like there were just these like ghosts in the room, those unsent messages kind of still clinging on. I've actually been looking at mine since we talked and really like digging into them.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, deleting a few, trying to reshape others, saving some still. God, it's a process.
Feels more like an excavation than just tidying up.
An excavation. Yeah, that feels right. Like mapping your own unspoken stuff.
Totally. Understanding the topography of my own quiet truths or whatever.
Deep, slow breath.
Yeah.
Yeah. It really is that fear, though, isn't it? That like haunting, almost paralyzing fear of already hearing their silence before you even, hit send. It's the sound of a conversation that hasn't even started, but in your head, you've already played it all out. You've mapped its quiet, painful end.
Oh, God, yes. That phantom silence just hangs there, thick,
Yeah.
weighted with every single imagined disappointment, even before you type the first word.
Exactly. And that silence, it can be so loud sometimes. I've been fixated maybe on how much emotional real estate we give these tiny digital signals. Like, remember I admitted obsessing over that little delivered tag? It's almost embarrassing now, but I'd watch it. Like, willing it to change. Like, it held some secret key to my worth, Like, its presence meant I mattered to that person.
Wow, yeah.
I kept reopening the chat just to see it, just to, like, reassure myself. And honestly, I still get that, like, not in my stomach thinking about how much validation I attach to something so basic, so technical.
It felt like a betrayal, you mean, of yourself.
Yeah, a small digital betrayal of myself, absolutely.
But what's really fascinating there, I think, is the power we give these things, these symbols. Often way more power than the actual words we, like, agonize over sending. Think about delivered. At its core, it's just technical confirmation.
Yeah.
It just means sent.
Right. Transmitted.
Yeah, transmitted from your phone to
Yeah.
their server, maybe their phone. It absolutely does not mean received in the way we want it to.
Not in the human way.
Exactly. Not read, not understood, not cared about, not even registered, maybe. And yet, our brains, which are just wired for connection, for feedback, they immediately start filling that void. We project all our hopes and fears onto that little word.
So why does it still feel like rejection then? Even when it hasn't been seen yet? Logically, they could be busy, asleep, whatever.
Right. Logic goes out the window.
Totally. They could be on a plane. But emotionally, it's already started to twist, hasn't it? It feels like this first stage of being dismissed.
Insidious.
Yeah. The message arrived. It's there in their inbox. But it's just sitting there, unacknowledged. That starts to feel like a quiet dismissal. It's this weird, illogical jump our minds make. Have you felt that?
Oh, absolutely. Because we are fundamentally meaning-making machines. We can't help it. We project our deepest needs, our insecurities, our longing for connection, for closure, onto these totally ambiguous symbols. We need resolution. We need acknowledgement. And the way these apps are built, with delivered and seen, it offers this illusion of closure. But mostly, it just delivers deeper ambiguity.
Yeah, an open loop.
Exactly, an open loop for our brain. So question mark we're desperate to resolve. So when it's delivered but nothing comes back, it turns into this kind of purgatory.
Purgatory, yes. That's exactly the word.
It's just waiting,
Yeah.
suspended. Your words are out there. They reach the destination, but they haven't been processed, acknowledged, responded to. Just limbo. Neither alive nor dead.
It's not an end, not a conversation, just waiting. But, okay, if that's purgatory, then seen is like a whole other level of emotional violence,
And
right?
that's the verdict.
That stark, brutal finale. It's like an immediate, irreversible judgment. No context, no explanation.
It's the ultimate catch and release.
Yes. Your message is held, absorbed, you know it was, but then nothing. Never reeled in. Just seen, digested, and then crushing silence. Nothing more to be said, apparently.
And the app itself makes that verdict so permanent, isn't it? It just sits there, that timestamp, seen at 1:37 a.m.
Ugh, mocking you.
Totally mocking you, no undo. It's not like a glance you can pretend didn't happen. This digital record never apologizes.
Never explains.
Never clarifies why. It just declares seen. And you're left in limbo, trying to decode a silence that feels deliberate but gives you nothing. It's the ultimate digital shrug.
A digital shrug that feels like a punch, sometimes a full body blow. And what's wild is sometimes you don't even get that far. Sometimes the messages, the thoughts, the raw stuff, It just lives somewhere else.
Like the Notes app?
Exactly. My Notes app is this weird silent sanctuary for unsent words, like the new diary entry. But like you said, with ghosts built right in.
It's a graveyard.
It totally feels like a graveyard. Every unsent message, every deleted draft, it's like a part of us we buried without saying goodbye. Little digital monuments to conversations that died before they breathed.
It's a really interesting way to think about authorship, isn't it? Because in those private spaces, the delete button is the real author.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
It's the gatekeeper, the editor.
Yeah.
It decides what gets erased, but also what gets remembered, what version of ourselves, what vulnerability we show or hide. What we don't send becomes this deliberate act of creation, or maybe self-preservation.
Yeah.
It's less about what you remember to say and more about what you choose to forget or unsay.
The raw, unpolished story, full of roads not taken.
Exactly. Words unuttered. Truths too raw.
It really is like constantly editing your emotional autobiography before it goes public. And sometimes those edits aren't for them, they're for us.
A lifeline.
Yeah, like this one. I'm going to read this from my notes. Never sent it. I just carried around. Takes a breath, voice quieter, heavier. You didn't deserve silence. But I didn't have words that wouldn't make it worse, so I gave you nothing and called it mercy. Pause hangs in the air.
Wow.
Never sent it. Not one word. And reading it now, to you, it feels less like something for him and more like something I needed to hear.
Like a message to yourself.
Yeah. About my own limits then, my own pain. Acknowledging I couldn't articulate without causing more damage to me or the situation. It became this record of self-preservation.
That's incredibly raw. And it really hits on how these unsent messages, they're not always about the other person, are they? Often, maybe mostly, they're a mirror, reflecting our own internal state, our healing, our capacity for vulnerability at that moment. It's like this silent internal dialogue, processing, mourning, accepting the chaos inside.
Exactly. And it's not just texts. I have unsent voice memos, too, recorded one this morning. Not for anyone, just for me. Like an echo chamber.
Just to hear it out loud.
Yeah. Shifts tone, recalling like, hey, it's me again. I don't know. I literally wrote 6 versions of what I should have said. Yeah. The first was pure rage. No punctuation, just a scream typed out, a torrent. The second had like 3 disclaimers and a sad emoji, trying to soften it, apologize for feeling anything.
Oh God, the qualifiers.
Totally. The third was colder, logical, facts. Fourth was a plea, like begging. Fifth was just giving up. And the last one, the one I almost sent, was just 3 words. Are you okay?
Simple.
Terrifyingly simple. And I sent none of them. I needed to say it, to get it out of my head into the air, even if just the air in my phone.
And that right there, that's the core fear, isn't it? The paralysis, the fear of already hearing their silence before you hit send, the preemptive rejection.
Yes.
You carry the weight of that hypothetical scenario, that crushing indifference, even without pressing the button. You've lived through the worst outcome already in your head.
Yeah. That's what stopped me. That's what made sending any of them, even the simple one, feel too dangerous. That brutal thought, what if they read it?
Yeah.
Just didn't care. What if it landed raw and honest and just vanished into their inbox? No response. That feels worse than a harsh answer.
A harsh answer is still engagement.
Exactly. It's acknowledgement, even if negative, but deliberate absence. That silence. That's a statement, a choice. And I'm still carrying the ghost of that rejection even without sending it. It's pure self-protection.
Yeah.
Building a wall before they can.
Which leads to this idea that, and I really think this is true, we ghost ourselves more than we ghost other people.
Yeah, more about that.
Every unsent message, every deleted draft, it's not just words that didn't find an audience. It's a part of us, a fragment of our emotional reality, a truth, a vulnerability, a confession that we chose to silence, not out of malice usually, but out of this deep primal fear of vulnerability. Because silence right then feels safer, more controlled, less exposing than the risk of putting our raw selves out there, only to be met with nothing. You could type out a whole paragraph, pour your soul out, choose every word carefully, and then delete mid-typing before it's even fully formed. And your soul just exhales. Like it dodged a bullet.
A bullet you might have fired.
Exactly.
Interrupting, sharper. You talk about it like silence is noble, though. Like it's this dignified choice, this act of grace. But sometimes it's just cowardice. That's the tension, right? That's the voice in my head. Is it mercy, trying not to make things worse for them, not bleeding all over someone?
Right. The cliche.
Or is it just self-protective cowardice? Avoiding rejection, not wanting to feel small. or stupid in their silence. It's such a painful line to walk.
That's a profoundly fair point. And it hits hard because it's so true.
Yeah.
And so hard to admit.
Right.
It's easy to intellectualize it, frame it as self-preservation, cloak it in maturity. But you're right, the line is incredibly blurry, almost invisible sometimes. When we choose silence, are we really choosing mercy? Sparing them or sparing ourselves from making it worse? Or is it, like you said, that fear, guarding against feeling dismissed or needy or too much? It takes brutal honesty to know. And often, it's probably a mix.
Right. Because that's the real confession for me sometimes. Voice drops lower, reflective. It wasn't about protecting you. It was about me not wanting to feel small in your silence. It was about me not wanting to see that scene receipt or that delivered purgatory and take it as proof I don't matter, proof I'm worthless.
Wow.
So I stayed quiet, and I made that look noble, told myself I was being merciful, mature, taking the high road. But deep down, just fear of being dismissed, fear of feeling insignificant. It's painful to even admit to myself, but I think a lot of us have that monologue, you know?
And that right there is the profound fear we all carry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Being ignored, not being cared for, not mattering enough for even a simple acknowledgement. In this hyper-connected but weirdly isolating digital world that can feel so much worse than a harsh answer.
So much worse.
Because a harsh answer, yeah, it hurts, but it's still an answer. It's engagement. It recognizes you exist, your words landed had an impact.
Right.
But deliberate absence, that cold silence, it's not just nothing, it's a statement. It communicates this potent, chilling indifference. And so we curate our pain before we send it, edit, revise, soften, delete, like performing surgery on ourselves. Self-censorship, trying to control the narrative. And sometimes that intense editing, that scrutiny, it leads to us being erased. The core emotion, the raw truth, just gone. The message becomes about the editing, not the sending.
It's a whole hidden language, isn't it, of what's unsaid. And actually, speaking of that feeling, we have something from someone who really gets it. A voice memo from Curtis, a listener. He shared this with us. Listen.
Okay. Sound of voice memo playing slightly breathy, hesitant.
I wrote the apology. I mean, I really wrote it, like, for real. Took me 2 hours, maybe more. Reread it like 20 times. Fixed the punctuation, which, not usually my thing. Took out all the parts where I sounded bitter or, like, still blaming him. Took out anything that could be misunderstood, just wanted sincere, and I kept it in my drafts. 2 weeks. Just sitting there, unsent. Not because I didn't mean it. No. I meant it so bad it made my chest hurt, like a physical ache. But I just knew. If I sent it and he didn't say anything back, if I just saw that scene bubble, or worse, nothing, I honestly wouldn't recover from that. Felt like it would break something inside me I couldn't put back together. So, yeah, still sitting there, time-stamped, unopened by him, but opened by me almost every day. It's like a little grave I visit sometimes. A tombstone for a conversation that never got to live. Clip-ins. Long, heavy silence.
Exactly that. The chest pain, the fear of not recovering.
Quietly. Yeah. I've been that scared. That desperate to avoid a pain that felt unsurvivable. That feeling of, if this silence confirms my worst fear, I don't know how I come back. It's a powerful defense mechanism, isn't it?
It's so universal, right?
Yeah.
Crafting these words, apologies, confessions, not really to save them from discomfort, but almost entirely to save ourselves from that anticipated devastating outcome. Protecting our own fragile sense of self, our worth, from the bruise of indifference, building that shield of silence, brick by invisible brick. It's not about their recovery. It's about preventing our own collapse.
A preemptive strike against our own heartache. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which brings us to what I've started thinking of as, well, anxiety between bubbles.
Oh, yeah.
It's this really real, almost physical condition where you become genuinely afraid to even open a chat. Like opening Pandora's box might unleash an emotional storm.
Or like it's a bomb you don't remember planting, but you know it's there.
Exactly. Ticking, waiting to detonate, threatening to expose a wound you're not ready for. The presence of a new message or the absence of one becomes this source of just dread.
Texting trauma. That's what it is. Or like anticipated abandonment.
Yeah.
That sick feeling when you think about finally knowing you've been ignored.
Yeah.
Left on read.
Ugh.
It's that emotional static that makes you want to mute chats, archive them, push them away. But then, reflexively, you still check.
You still look.
You still check the timestamp. Scroll back. Looking for some hidden meaning. Maybe they typed and deleted. Maybe they're still watching. Maybe something changed. Even when you know the silence is final, you need to, Verify the emptiness.
And the typing bubble. Oh my God.
Don't even start.
That blinking ellipsis, pure emotional terrorism.
Yeah.
It's not just a signal, it's an anxiety loop, a torture device. It signals presence, intention, hope, but offers zero guarantee of what's coming, or if anything's coming.
It's the ultimate tease.
Holds you hostage in suspense.
And when it just vanishes, the bubble disappears, nothing comes.
Yeah.
Ugh. Brutal. Because left on read really is the new ghosting, isn't it?
Yeah.
At least a block or an explicit, I'm done. It's clear. Painful, but clear.
A definite end. A boundary.
Yeah. But left on read, it's passive-aggressive indifference. It's the wound that never heals clean because there's no break. Just this quiet, sustained absence that festers, leaves you questioning everything. It's ultimate ambiguity.
So what if our real anxiety isn't actually about being left unread? What if it's deeper, more existential?
How do you mean?
What if the true fear isn't just being ignored, but about not being worth a response?
Oh.
That our essence, our message, our plea, our vulnerability wasn't valuable enough for even a moment of their time, a single word back? What if it's about the fear that our attempt to connect was deemed insignificant?
Quietly, sharp intake of breath. That's the bruise under the bruise. That's the real hurt, the one that sits there festering.
Yeah.
Because you can rationalize being left on read, right? They're busy, phone died, they're upset, stories to cope. But the fear of not being worth a response, that goes right to the core. Whispers doubt about your fundamental value, your right to take up space in their thoughts. It's an attack on yourself.
And it creates this relentless cycle, doesn't it? This self-defeating loop. We get so scared of being ghosted by others, feeling that unworthiness, that we start ghosting ourselves, preemptively deleting, self-censoring, retreating into the false safety of drafts, just to avoid the pain of anticipated rejection.
A tragic paradox.
Yeah. Our self-protection leads to self-erasure.
I've ghosted myself just to not feel ghosted. That's the cycle.
Exactly. And sometimes it's not even just about being ignored. Sometimes the fear isn't saying too much or too little.
What, that?
We're afraid we'll be heard and fundamentally misunderstood. That the message lands, but the intent gets warped, twisted, used against us, or just interpreted in a way that's totally disconnected from our truth. So silence, even with its guilt, its heavy burden, feels safer. Because at least in silence, our meaning can't be distorted. It's such a complex, treacherous landscape we navigate every day, isn't it? These digital spaces, promise connection, bridges between minds, but so often they deliver echoes or amplify our deepest insecurities. We've been digging into this for a while now, and honestly, every time I feel this shift in how I understand my own communication, how I relate to notifications, silences, especially the parts I haven't really told anyone until now.
Same here. It forces you to look at every unsent message, every draft, every cold read receipt differently. With more empathy, maybe? For yourself, for all the versions of you that never got sent.
Yeah, and for others, too. For all their unspoken word living in that digital limbo, waiting, raw whisper, reflective. I think the message failed because I wasn't ready to be read. I wasn't ready for what might come back.
So who reads us now? Long beaded silence.
Yes.
Heavy, unresolved. Softly. Almost a self, I guess. Not everything needs to be sent to be real. Silence lingers.